Afternoon, boys and girls. Here we are with math with lesson 4.4, subtraction across zeros. And what we're going to be focusing on in this particular lesson is using base 10 blocks again. We're going to use the iPad app to be able to see how that regrouping looks, except we're going to be doing it as subtraction across zeros. And you're going to see you're going to have to do a lot of regrouping before you can even take anything away. You're going to see a lot of dominoes, kind of like a domino effect. But this, we're also going to be looking at number sentences, specifically subtraction number sentences. And all that is like what you see here. I'm going to read it from left to right. And instead of using words, I use numbers. So 1,275 take away 496 equals 779 is a subtraction number sentence. Lastly, we're going to see in our work today word problems, and you're going to be able to practice that subtraction in those word problems. So just to do a little review, yesterday we had talked about like these values that you see here as 2,000. Well, if I regroup this, the value did not change. It's still 2,000. It's just now seen as 1,000 and 10 hundreds. Remember, 10 hundreds is the same thing as 1,000. So just keep that in mind as we are working through our problems. So first thing that we're going to be looking at is this specific problem here, 2,000 take away 257. So if I go to my subtraction that I see here, I see that problem, and the only thing that's being done so far is this. Because I can't take 7 away from 0, can't take 5 away from 0, or 2 away from 0, this is the only thing that I'm allowed to do, so I have to do some big regrouping so that I can now get into these values down here that I'm going to try to separate, or to subtract from. But the only thing I have to pull from is this 1,000. You're going to see all this regrouping happening. All right, now I've regrouped that 2,000 into 1,000 and 10 that I have for 1,000, but I need to get it down here to the 1. It's not going to let me take it down to the 1. So now I'm going to bring it over to the tens place, and now I see that I have 10 tens, and now I can finally take one of those tens over to the ones place over here. And notice all of this needed to happen first. I had to start here, and I had to carry from the 2,000s to give me to the hundreds place, and I kept carrying over. So when I subtract this now I actually have enough to be able to subtract. So let's take away the 7 from here. First got to take the 6, then the 7. I'm going to take away a 5 from here. I'm going to take away 2 from here. And now finally I have enough to take away from both or all of the place values. Okay? So now let's actually look at a different problem that I have here. 8,003 taking away 5,147. The only place that I can take away is from this thousands because I don't have enough ones here. I have 7 that I want to take away, but I can only take away 3 of them, which means I have 4 that I still need to take if I'm going to take all 7. So this 8, I'm going to now make 7,000, and this becomes 1,000. So that 1,000 I can now pull from. That 1,000 becomes now 900 because over here we've got 10 tens. 10 tens is finally something that I can pull from, but remember because I'm pulling it becomes 9 now, and this becomes 10 ones plus that 13 ones, or 3 ones, gives me 13 ones. So now I finally have enough up here on all these values to be able to take away from. 13 take away 7 gives me 6, 9 take away 4 gives me the 5, 9 take away 1 gives me the 8, and 7,000 take away 5,000 gives me the 2,000. Okay? So now, using the same thing as far as base 10 blocks with your partners, same partners as yesterday, you're going to be doing the Let's Practice on textbook page 113. Remember the green textbooks that are over by the shelf on the window? You're going to be doing just the odd numbers only with your partner. Number 1, 3, 5, and 7. And this is where you're seeing that number sentence, and over here you're seeing the word problems that you're getting practice with. And remember, for all 4 of these problems, you are using the iPad app to see how that regrouping happens. Yesterday, the sub told me that you guys, or that some of you, had made some careless mistakes. Make sure you're seeing those steps on the iPad so you don't make those careless mistakes in your work. And then lastly, when you are done with this page here, you'll see at the very bottom it has this piece here where you're going on to independently journal pages 67 and 68, and make sure you are checking each other's work. When you finish a problem, check with each other, make sure you're on the right path, but also ask your guest teacher for any help. So, sorry